Good afternoon, my name is Camila DiVincenzo, reporter for Equatorial Africa News, here today with the Dictator of Zaire, Mr. Mobuto Sese Seko. From 1965 to 1997, he was the influential dictator of the country of Zaire and has had an enormous role in the life of the people. So, Mr. Mobuto, could you please tell us a bit about yourself before we begin?
Gladly. I was born in October 1930 in Lisala, when Zaire was called the Belgian Congo. I always had an interest in politics and the military, like many boys my age. I was also very passionate about my education, until I got kicked out of school because I was too violent.
Oh, sorry to hear that. How did you become so powerful as you are today?
I'd say it was in 1949 when I joined the military. I eventually reached the rank of Sergeant Major, the highest ranking that any African can receive. However, I resigned in 1956 to become a journalist.
A journalist? But it seems you're still well known to the higher officials of our country, yeah?
Of course, most people knew of me because of the National Congolese movement.
What's that? What made you join?
I was tired of people being discriminated against in our own country. I wanted Congo to belong to us. Patrice Lumumba was the leader of the movement, so when Congo won its independence, I was named the Secretary of State for National Defense. Even shortly after that, I assumed control of the army because of men mutinying against their Belgian officers.
And then you eventually gained more and more power until you yourself took leadership. Some have said you used bribery and political...
Please do not accuse me of such crimes. Prime Minister Lumumba and President Kasavubu were too busy engaged in the little power struggle to take care of the country. Not only that, but Lumumba was a communist and the CIA supported me.
So you led a coup to take over?
2 coups. The first one was to rid of Lumumba in 1960. Deshombe, a leader of the province of Katanga, had launched a secessionist rebellion, which was unbelievable since that was one of Congo's richest mineral provinces. I allowed him and Kasavubu to remain in power until 1965, which was when I stepped in to fix the situation.
So by then you essentially had control of the country.
Yes, I nationalized Katanga's mines and allowed Western mining operations there with a bit of the profits going to me.
Is it true that the USA and other Western countries gave you billions of dollars in aid against communist forces?
Yes, after all, I am anti-communist, so since I provided a bloc during the Cold War, they provided me with aid against any threats. And hey, if they were willing to give me money for just following my beliefs, why should I complain?
I suppose that's logical. Now, can you tell me about your policy of authenticity?
Authenticity is the roots of my people. I used to be Joseph Desire Mobutu, but it is obvious that it is a European name, and I am African, so I gave myself an African name, as well as a new name for the country. It became Zaire.
I guess it's easy to see that this policy of authenticity was beneficial for the people, since there were less ethnic clashes. However, I don't see how you making Zaire a one-party state and abolishing legislature was beneficial for the people.
Different political parties are what bring countries to their demise. If Kasavubu and Lumumba had been allowed to fight against each other for longer, what would have become of Zaire? There had already been many violent demonstrations. I've only done what I deemed necessary for peace in Zaire.
Alright, that makes sense. How do you explain printing off pictures of your face and putting them around Zaire?
The people need to know what their leader looks like. They must be thankful.
Thankful? Mr. Mobutu, are you aware of the fact that you have over $10 billion in your pocket and that your country is in ruins?
I'm sorry, but your sources are incorrect. I use the policy of Zaireanization, where I made all companies, even foreign ones, belong to the state. Why? To make it so the people got more money, not just the managers.
Oh, I thought you gave those companies to powerful people you wanted to support you.
Of course, I gave some to loyal followers. I'd repay them for never doubting me.
Don't you own the most land in the whole country? Weren't you one of the richest men in the world while your people starved and died on the streets? Didn't you also support the Hutus in Rwanda lead the genocide against the Tutsi minority? Wasn't this what caused Uganda and Rwanda team up with Mr. Kabila to take you down? Well, folks, as you can see, this one man's actions have greatly affected this region in the past few decades. Where has the justice gone? Until next time, this is Camila DiVincenzo for Equatorial Africa News.